Big fish, man down. Hey, we gotta stop that cat. Ain't nobody in boxing called me out 2 years. Errol Spence Jr. rejects an opportunity to be interviewed post Danny Garcia dominant performance on DJ VLAD, popular YouTube station. Errol Spence says, I'm all right, man down, and passes up on this opportunity. We're going to talk about all that and more. Smash the like button. You don't want to miss this. Stay tuned. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. Oh yeah, we working, baby. We definitely working. Cash App is $Boxingego. Appreciate you guys for all the great support on the channel. Much love. Before I get started with this Errol Spence joint, ESPN Plus, use my link. It does help the channel when you guys click on that. ESPN Plus, they have a ton of original content, docu-series, documentaries, archive footage, and much more for your viewing pleasure. ESPN Plus is, as a standalone app, it's $5.99 a month by clicking my link below. Or you can get the bundle, ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus. They got shows like The Mandalorian, and that's $12.99 for the bundle, all three apps. Now, big fish, man down. Errol Spence Jr., he has denied and declined an opportunity post-Danny Garcia fight to be on the DJ VLAD, do an interview. They sought him out and reached out, and he posted, like, it looks like a DM. And this is what Errol Spence had to say. Smash the like button. So, you guys see it on the screen. VLADTV reached out to Errol Spence Jr. via DM. It says, hi, we'd like to schedule an on-camera interview. Please let me know who to contact, or your representative can also email us. And you guys will see on the screen that Errol Spence politely declined. So Errol Spence, he said, I'm cool. I don't need pub that bad. So he's basically saying, like, I don't need that publicity. You know, I'm not starving for cash. I'm not starving for attention. I'm cool. You know, I don't need that. I'm not, you know, in search of what you offering. Wow. Now, this indicates to me that Errol Spence is truly tapped in with the culture of hip hop, different things like that. Because I can't speak on behalf of Errol Spence, man down. I can't tell you why he declined it, but he's basically saying that, you know, he's not looking for Vlad TV's exposure. He don't need that. You know, his life is good. He just won Danny Garcia. Everybody's talking about it. ESPN was talking about it. Now, again, I can't speak for Errol Spence, but a lot of people have been like kind of indicted and incriminated by Vlad TV, and a lot of fans, like even rappers like Joe Budden, Joey, I think Rick Ross and other people have had beefs with Vlad TV, and they looked at it as like almost like snitch TV, because people go, rappers and celebrities and whatnot, go on to the show and they end up incriminating themselves. You see what I'm saying? Like they'll say something about what they did or didn't do in the streets or whatever, and then people feel like Vlad TV is the feds. So I don't know why Errol Spence denied, but it looks like he might not be a fan of Vlad TV for whatever reason. So that's what I'm thinking. Aside from that, some people look at Vlad TV as basically a culture vulture, like somebody who came into the culture and he's like, you know, ripping off hip hop culture, but not really giving nothing crazy back to it other than content. So I don't know Errol Spence's particular reasons. It could also be recently, and I don't know about Errol Spence and his relationship with Casanova, but Vlad TV was recently brought into the news again because Casanova caught a RICO case. And Casanova was forced to turn himself in, caught that case, and now he's currently battling that. DJ VLAD's name was brought into consideration, I guess you could say, in this case. You see articles like this. It says, who is DJ VLAD? Right? Let me see. Let me see if I can center it for you guys. This article just came up. It says, who is DJ VLAD? How FBI may have used rapper Casanova's interview with VLAD TV to indict him, which is what I just told you. Free Casanova 2 times, 2x. You know what I mean? And it says Casanova may be facing life in prison in New York because of the RICO case that I was just. It says, although what led to his indictment may have stemmed from an unexpected source, according to Hip Hop Wired, numerous comments on Twitter began to point out the interviews with DJ VLAD that made Casanova appear suspect to the feds. Wow. And was seen as enough of a confession, whether realized or not by the rapper at the time, and for some of his crimes. In one of many interviews, Casanova spoke to assaulting 3 or 4 inmates while he was in prison. While he was directly by VLAD, he was asked directly by VLAD, quote, see, they got everything. They got everything. He was asked directly by VLAD TV. You guys will see it right there. So you go to prison, but you don't calm down. How many people did you cut in prison? I mean, that's a direct incriminating question. And Casanova 2X, unfortunately, looked like he answered it. And then later on, you know, he's in custody. So this might have triggered something. So I don't know how deep this goes with Errol Spence, if he's familiar with this, but I know Gervonta Tank Davis is cool with Casanova. I actually have unreleased footage of Casanova at Tank's fight, and it's showing him and Floyd Mayweather embracing. I'll probably throw that video up. But I think Errol Spence overall, he's just tapped in with the culture, and he knows, you know, he knows the hip hop culture, and he don't agree maybe to some of the practices from VLAD TV. Again, you have to ask Errol yourself. This is just me merely speculating and wondering why he turned it down, but that's the latest. Errol Spence Jr. has rejected a proposal to interview with VLAD TV for whatever reason. So it also goes to show, like, it's a testament to me that Errol Spence really is the A side. Terrence Crawford currently thinks he is the A side over Errol Spence, but at the end of the day, Errol Spence is rejecting a YouTube channel that produces millions of views and does give you attention. You know, it does give you attention and exposure. But if Errol Spence is publicly turning it down and letting people know that he's turning it down, then that means he's not worried about his brand lacking exposure, because he did do interviews with The Breakfast Club and Sway and stuff like that. So he is willing to do his and participate in promoting and promotion, but for whatever reason, he has a good relationship with Sway, and VLAD TV he wasn't interested in. So to me, this gives Errol, it lends more credence and lets you know that Errol is thorough and his brand is doing just fine. Because some people, if they're given the opportunity to get interviewed, they don't care who the person is interviewing them, they just want the exposure. You dig? Errol Spence ain't worried about that. He like, man, my work speaks for itself. Danny Garcia, my team, I'm making money. I don't have to go on VLAD TV if I don't want to. And that's what he's doing. Let me know what you guys think. Errol Spence rejects DJ VLAD's request to do an interview, or his team's request to do an interview. Errol Spence feel he don't have to, he don't want to. So that's his choice. That's the beauty of being in America as an American. Freedom of choice. It's a democracy. Shout out to Errol Spence. He looked brilliant versus Danny Garcia. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off.
It was a long, long road to get back to this point. What was going on through your mind when you were walking through the little area to go to the ring?
Basically, it was just like what my shirt says. It says I'm back, you know, and you know, it was just more of a grateful moment for myself. like, man, all this hard work, you know, from this year and a half, you know, led me to this point. So, you know, basically it was just, man, like, you worked hard to get to this point. You deserve to be here. Now it's time to put on a show. Let's go. So I wasn't nervous at all after being a year and a half off. I wasn't nervous at all coming and walking here. It was more of, man, like, this is my home. This is where I belong. Let's go. Definitely. I mean, you know, I feel like, you know, that's why they say a lot of boxers stay too long, because this is like a drug does. This is like a high does. So, you know, when people are cheering for you and, you know, the crowd, you know, basically praising you, you know, that's like a high. And that's why a lot of boxers, you know, come back. Like Sugar Ray Leonard, he came back, you know, he didn't need the money. He came back to fight because he was chasing something. He was chasing that high that, you know, basically, you know, people still cheering his name and being a champion and saying, you know, like even the Hector Camacho documentary was like, man, it's nothing like when people say and new, you know. So, you know, I just, you know, getting that again and just, you know, hearing people and still and, you know, they putting the belts around me and things like that, you know, that meant a lot. And it's just, you know, I'm glad my hard work and basically my dedication and my path to get back, you know, ended with, you know, me defending my titles and, you know, putting the belts around my waist again and doing it in my hometown in front of all my fans.
Errol, did you feel that you hurt him at some point in the fight, particularly to the body?
Yeah, I think I hurt him a little bit, but Danny Garcia is very tough, very gritty, iron chin, iron body, and he's not gonna, you know, basically, you know, cower down to anybody. So I think I hurt him a little bit, but, you know, he's gonna fight regardless.
It was to the body you felt you hurt him more, or?
Yeah, I think I hurt him a couple times to the body, and I hit him in the chin and hurt him a little bit too, but he just, you know, he's a real fighter, man, so he's not going to go down easy.
Did you feel toward the end of the fight he was just trying to make it the 12 rounds and he wasn't going to open up against you?
I think he got discouraged a little bit. In the fight, and he kind of, you know, stopped his assault because he wasn't really landing that many punches. I was blocking him, picking him off, slipping him, so I think he was getting kind of frustrated.
Errol, great performance. I know you already talked about getting back to the ranch, very understandable. But what did you think of Terrence showing up ringside? Do you think that helps build some buzz to make it a big fight?
No. I mean, he got to live up to his words. If he say he's not worried about me, then I don't know why he doing what he was doing here. I probably wouldn't go to none of his fights, so I'm not worried about Terrence Crawford. Like I said, I'm going to enjoy my time with my kids and chill out and just reflect on this year and a half that, you know, I came back and, you know, we're going to move on in the summertime and see who I fight. So we'll see. I got to talk to my manager, Al Heyman, and we'll go from there.
Derek, you're the only coach in boxing that has 2 unified champions. Are you trainer of the year this year? It's almost over.
Hey, man, they'll find somebody to jump in front of me. They'll try to, but they really can't do it this time, I don't think, because of the circumstances. But, you know, you never know. They'll find somebody.
And Earl, this proves tonight that you're very popular. Over 16,000 fans in a pandemic. They put, I don't know if you noticed during the fight, they put Crawford on a big screen. He got booed.
Well, that's what they were booing. I didn't know who they were booing.
Yeah, that's what they were booing. Okay. So what does it say? Do you have this big fan base here? You and Canelo, 120,000?
Like I said, I'm not worried about anybody right now. You know, I'm going to enjoy my time with my family, you know, chill out, and, you know, maybe buy a couple horses and goats and cows and chickens and things like that. But, you know, right now I'm just going to chill out, man, enjoy this a little bit of a layoff. You know, it was a hard year and a half for me, you know, coming back. And, you know, I need to rest a little bit and not really think about boxing for like a week and then jump back on the ball. But, you know, I'm not going to get out of shape, not going to get too fat. You know, I'm going to keep working and stay in the gym.
Derek, question over here. Could you go into a little bit about the plan tonight for Danny and how crucial the jab was and ended up being?
Well, you know, I always say the jab is the easiest punch to throw, the fastest punch you can throw, and the hardest punch to block. And you can see it tonight that it gave him a lot of issues. And he used the jab for the distance. He used the jab just to constantly keep him occupied. And he set him up with a lot of times with the jab. So he used it for several reasons. And then it was beautiful, man. It worked.
Derek, in an ideal world, you being Errol's trainer, how quickly would you want to see him back, and what, I guess, what more do you want to see out of him? He said he gave himself a B. Would you give him that rating too, or do you think he performed pretty well here tonight?
Nah, man, I give him an A+ just because he was able to be consistent. You know, and I think that it's very difficult because that's what Danny Garcia's strength is in the complacency of the fighters. The fighters get comfortable. They get complacent, and he catches them with a good shot. So, myself, I would give him an A only because of the fact that his level of consistency. I didn't like when he was kind of dropping his hands a little bit, and I kind of told him, but at the same time, I mean, that's when he's at his strength because people get comfortable. And, you know, I think that I don't necessarily, you know, that's not my thing to say whenever I want him back in the ring. I just want him back in the gym in a couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. But other than that, I mean, that's not my deal, man. I mean, I think that he needs to rest. He needs to get the everything's in. He's gonna be sore as heck tomorrow, man. Muscles and sore. He's gonna need to listen. The masseuse says she wanted to see him too, but he's gonna need a massage, a hot whatever. But I think that, you know, maybe in the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, he'll be back in the gym and just keep it rolling, man.
Hey, one more over here. Hey, Errol, I think it was toward the end of the 11th round. You looked down at the canvas. I couldn't really see what happened. Did you lose your mouthpiece? Is that what you were looking down at, or what?
Oh, yeah, I lost my mouthpiece.
Okay.
And we have one more question on Zoom from Calvin Watkins with the Dallas Morning News. Calvin, go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Please ask your question.
Errol, at what point during this fight did you feel like you were the stronger guy? Did you know that coming in, or as the fight was progressing, did you feel like, oh, I'm the bigger guy, I'm the stronger guy? I could just feel it as the fight was going.
I kind of knew that I was the stronger guy just because, you know, I'm stronger than a lot of people, you know. You know, even though, you know, people say I might be skinny or whatever, I'm just naturally strong. People I spar, you know, light heavyweights, and things like that, and push them around. So, you know, I just felt like I was a strong guy. And especially him, you know, fighting at 140 before and things like that. And I was already bigger than him. I felt like I was bigger than him. I'm taller than him. My arms are longer than his. So, you know, I just felt like, you know, he couldn't do nothing with me if we was fighting on the inside and outside. So I just felt that, you know, I held all the advantages. And, you know, before this fight, just watching him fight throughout the years and, you know, watching my fight, I just felt I had a better arsenal than him.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.